take this as a grain of salt, but I would believe it's on there. We already reported Babylon 5, the reboot of Babylon 5 has been shelved for a year due to the sale of the CW. Now, I know there's several productions that they're still underway and they're still working on them. And basically, you're not going to expect to see any end of that. But there's a lot of other shows that have not been given their updates, cancellations, renewals, or anything of that nature. Why hasn't that happened yet? Well, Screen Rant came out with this article, and I think that this has some merit to it, even though Screen Rant is not the greatest place for articles. But I'm hearing the situation from a couple of other people that says that there are some issues that are going on over at the CW. They couldn't go into it, but these are the things that happen when you're up for sale, and that you're probably close to being sold. There's that old saying where you start to lay people off, which is a shame, or projects get canceled. In some cases, I would love to see some of these projects canceled. We'll read a little bit into this. New reports are emerging on what the Arrowverse shows are getting renewed and which ones are in the bubble for potential cancellation in 2022. Around this time of the year, the CW usually reveals what shows are returning for the following TV season. The network tends to hand out renewals in the last few years as early as January, February, and look, we're already in March. In turn, the early green light has allowed writers to start planning ideas for the next season. However, 2022 has been a different story due to the CW currently being up for sale. With the network's future up in the air, it has been delayed the renewal and cancellation process for all of its shows. There is one that I think that has been given the push. Actually, two have been given the push forward at this point at the time of the show. So things have changed just slightly, but it's basically for the reason is they have no problems with this show, these two shows. The Arrowverse has been one of the flagship franchise for the CW since Arrow began in 2012. The success of Green Arrow drama paved the way for spin-offs like The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning, and Superman and Lois to come to life. For the first time in a long time, none of these current shows have been renewed, with Batwoman Season 3 and Legends of Tomorrow Season 7 have finishing their run this week. This is the first time one or more DC dramas have ended their latest season without knowing that they'll be back. Legends of Tomorrow, they introduced the booster goal and they still may be canceled. You never know. Depending on how the CW sale goes, the Arrowverse future is uncertain at the moment. However, new reports are giving indications of what the Arrowverse shows are getting renewed and which ones might be getting the axe. In Hollywood Reporter's TV scorecard in 2022, they listed what is the likeliest scenarios are for various shows in multiple networks. For the Arrowverse, there are a few positives, but also there's unfortunate predictions for the dramas, according to the Hollywood Reporter. The Flash Season 9 is considered a lock, and from what I understand from my people, it's pretty much a lock for that for the next season, but that might be, Season 9 could be the last season for The Flash. But the report is end dismal series. But the report noted that the end is near for the series, which we just said on there for The Flash. Superman Low Season 3 is also to take flight, even though the ratings are down on there. While not newcomer Naomi could go either way. I hope it's the other way. Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman are, per the Hollywood Reporter, on the bubble, meaning cancellation could be coming their way. Since Stargirl Season 3 hasn't yet to premiere, there is no way yet to tell if the fourth season is happening. I'm predicting if the CW sale goes through very quickly, I expect Stargirl to get moved back to Warner, to HBO Max. I think they're going to go back to HBO Max. I think that could be a possibility. I would hope so, because the writing was better in Season 1 than it is Season 2. What's likely to stand out is the most important in the report that Flash Season 9, as Greg Gustin we reported in January, to be finalizing a new deal for another year. Having this a status that the show end is approaching could mean one of two things. Either the CW is prepping The Flash Season 9 to be the show's final one, or the asses during its run if a 10th season is viable. What probabilities? The most concerning aspects is Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow potential cancellations. Even though Batwoman season ended with a mystery villain, Legends of Tomorrow season ended with a massive cliffhanger as the heroes were arrested, including the newly arrival Booster Gold. As CW has their upfront presentation set for May 19th, the final decisions will likely be revealed there, if not a few weeks earlier. Usually, even if they considered a bubble show, the CW has been good with at least giving shows one final season that lets the creators do a proper wrap-up. However, the sales situation could always prevent that as the CW's future is in flux. If Batwoman and or Legends of Tomorrow don't make the cut, it was most likely that the CW is making room for Gotham Knights, which recently scored a pilot order. Hopefully that it will reveal the Arrowverse plans for the 2022-23 season sooner or later. The thing is, with the CW, they have a lot of other shows. I think Riverdale's still going. We have Kung Fu's already, I think, starting up its new season already. You got Walker, and then also you have the prequel shows that like they're working on a another supernatural series, a pre-Walker series that they're doing. Of course, the Babylon 5, and as far as what we reported, the Powerpuff Girls is still is not out of the loop yet, which I believe it is, because unfortunately you've already had not one but two of the stars have already dropped out, which they haven't reported the second star, which is Donna Faison. That's if Legends of Tomorrow gets a season 8. If Legends of Tomorrow does not get a season 8, then Faison would be available to do Powerpuff Girls. I don't think he could do both shows simultaneously. That would be insane. They would have to schedule it out, and that would be a tight schedule for Donald on there. But we said Next Star is probably going to be the buyer on there. I don't know if anybody else is going to swoop in and grab this network. See, the other thing is, and this has happened before with this channel. Well, actually, these independent channels in my territory, it's Channel 9 and Channel 11, is when they've had a failure, like UPN 9 and the WB. What has happened is they revamped the entire network. In other words, they scrap pretty much every show and start over. In other words, they cancel out a lot of the shows slowly and then introduce new shows variably different from what the original network was. Because they saw the problem in the situation. They said, well, it's these shows are the problem, and we have to continue on to make a better network without these shows. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And if it does, Warner would probably grab up the best of the best of the Arrowverse, which would be Superman, Lois, Stargirl, and what's left of the Flash.